What's poppin', everybody? This is Saber94. Got another new deck to show you guys from Ascended Heroes. This is going to be featuring a regular Pokemon, and it's going to focus on this Team Rocket's Honchkrow, essentially making this a Team Rocket's deck. So this card from Ascended Heroes, it's a very weak Stage 1 Pokemon, as all of these are in terms of HP. 130 HP, it's terrible. This is like HP from 2011, 2012, and I'm being generous, to be honest. But I guess right around there, that would have been maybe decent HP, maybe, for a Stage 1. But with Rocket Feathers, you discard any number of Team Rocket supporter cards from your hand, and you do times 60. So it's going to be this sort of a deck that aims to get one-hit KOs by discarding a lot of resources, and then we have ways to get them back, and you get one-hit KOs. It's not something groundbreaking. Other cards have existed that do this, whether you discard energies or you discard something else. Many Pokemon have done this in the past. The energy cost is also pretty fair for what you do, needing 2 energies. And we can easily meet that with a bunch of our special energies, including the Team Rocket's energy. So the energy isn't really the issue. The supporter cards isn't really the issue. We got enough of them. It's just that it has 130 HP, meaning it's going to die every time. So you seriously need to make sure you get one-hit KOs and you really put the pressure if this Pokemon is going to be effective. That's it. Hammer In is just there as a decoration. It's not a good attack. As always, they just do this. It's just filler. But anyway. So this is Honchkrow. We will max it out, and then we got to max out the Team Rocket's Honchkrow. Got the cool full art right here. Pretty slick card. You got this executive, I'll forget her name. Damn, I guess we're gonna find out when I look at the supporter cards. And then you got the Honchkrow over there. I think this is like in the window, or is that like a table outside the window? Anyway, but yeah, we max this out. With Torment, you can choose an opponent's Pokemon attack, and then they can't use that attack. And this can be kind of handy sometimes. Plus, because this does 30, it's something that I can instantly kill Buddy with if your opponent decides to use it. So it's not completely useless as Honchkrow. At 80 HP, it means you can't use the Pofin to get him. But it's fine. We got the other executive that gets basic Pokemon. We're going to favor that guy, of course. And then the Seed, you can use this to get a supporter card, but it's too slow. You probably don't want to do this. You might as well do Torment. The only other Pokemon I have is this Team Rocket Shingling, just to have a bunch of basic Pokemon so that I open with and I don't give my opponent 50 cards to mulligan. With these guys, it means we got 8 basic Pokemon, so it's a decent amount. Normally I want to have like 10 or 11, usually at least. But I don't want to fill my deck with worthless cards. We need space for all the different consistency cards, so just got this. If I open with it, it has free retreat. You can discard a random card in your opponent's hand. It can be kind of cool, depending on the situation. So just max this out. The only bad thing is the HP, and then afterwards, I don't really got a way to get rid of, like when we're set up, extra copies from the hand, so you kind of stuck with them. But it is what it is. Anyway, now for the main thing, the trainer cards. We need to run a lot of trainer cards and very specific trainer cards. So all of the Team Rocket supporter cards, you got to max them out 100%. You got to max out even the ones that wouldn't normally would be situational sometimes, like Team Rocket's Archer. Your opponent needs to kill one of your Pokemon, and then you can use this card. Since Honchkrow is gonna die all the time, it'll usually be live, but in the beginning, when they're setting up and they're not attacking, if this is the only supporter you got, you can't use it. So it sucks. Petrol only gives you 1 card, and it can be kind of I mean, it's consistency. You get anything you want, but when you want to draw a lot of cards, he's not going to help you. But again, we got to max him out. Got to max out Giovanni too. Pooling card. Handy, but it's not like you want to pool all day long. But we got to max him out. And then the most important ones are Proton. This is our way to get basic Pokemon and also get to play first and use this. So we get a lot of value. So that's one of the benefits in this deck. It's great when it plays first or second. So max this guy out. And then the best supporter card 100% that's going to make the deck work is Ariana. So this supporter card is very important. Not only because it gives you extremely good draw power, but because we don't got like a lot of ways to grab supporter cards and just get a bunch of shit at once. You're gonna need a lot of them to get one-hit KOs. So against the stage 2 EX Pokemon that has like 330 HP or up to 360, let's say, if it's a Mega, you gotta discard 6 supporter cards. So that's a lot of cards from your hand. And the best way you're gonna gather those cards is using Ariana. Draw a bunch of shit, then you maybe see transceivers, they can get you supporter cards. You use your stadium to draw, and then hopefully you see enough to get a 1-hit KO. Extremely important supporter card. Our only real way to actually fill up our hand. You know, we ain't got Pidgeot, we ain't got anything else. So max this out, and this is the one you're gonna want to recover with things like Palpad too. But yeah, more about that later. So stadium of choice is the Team Rocket's factory. We'll max this out. It's basically just draw 2 every time I use a supporter card, which is great. And that's about it. Max it out. Counter Stadium, can't go wrong with it. Or actually, you can't go wrong with it, but I'll explain that later. And then, gotta have the Pokepad. This is gonna let me get basic Pokemon and instantly get the Honchkrow. Max it out, 100%. And then the Team Rocket's Transceiver. This is like your good old Holland Transceiver from my beloved Gen 3 Delta Species era. Get a supporter card from a deck, put it into your hand. Now you can't get it from the grave like Holland Transceiver, but it's still pretty good, of course. So a lot of the times what you're going to be doing with this is, let's say you got a bunch of Arianas in hand or the good ass supporter cards you want to keep. And then you got this, you're just going to use this to get like maybe some useless shit like this guy. After you set up your Pokemon, you don't need extra copies of this guy most of the time. So you'd rather just add those guys, get rid of them so that you don't have them stuck in your deck and your hand. So, you know, you get the 1-hit KOs and you get rid of the supporter cards you want to get rid of, as opposed to something that you can use to draw, like Ariana or even this guy. So yeah, keep these things in mind, but you'll see when I play in the matches. Then I got this Super Rod for Pokemon Recovery. Just something to get the Honchkrows back. You basically just get 1 line and then an extra. But it is what it is. Hopefully if we get 1-hit KOs, we don't need to drag the game out and need like 6 Honchkrows. Alright. And then I got the Palpad. Max this out to get supporter cards back in the deck. And all of the supporter cards together, like all of the Team Rocket supporter cards, they total to 20. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 times 4, it's 20 supporter cards. So you got a lot, but we still need to recover them. Reuse the Ariana. So this card makes a lot of sense. Make sure that you use this to put a bunch of supporter cards back, and then when you use Ariana to draw, you're likely going to see more supporter cards. Now there is something you got to keep in mind that I found out the hard way, and I think it's a glitch of the game again. If you use, let's say, Ariana, or you use a supporter card, okay, a Team Rocket supporter card, and then draw, and then you use Palpad to put them back in the deck. If you put the supporter card you use that turn with Palpad, you can't use the Stadium. And this is 100% a glitch, because the card is worded as if you played a supporter card that has Team Rocket's draw 2. It's not like the card needs to remain in the discard pile. But possibly because it's a glitch, if let's say you want to use Palpad first and then use this to draw, if you put Ariana back, let's say, with Palpad, then you can't use this. So you got to be careful. You got to use this to draw first and then do shit like with Palpad. Otherwise, if you put the wrong supporter card in, it'll be like you never played a supporter card that turn. And then you lose the Team Rocket's factory effect, which is bullshit. But anyway, hopefully they fix it. They figure this out and then they fix it. Anyway. Okay, and then the last card to talk about, well, I got the Nest Ball too, I forgot. I just got this in. I just want to maximize consistency as much as I can, and there really isn't anything else we can add that's good. Ultra Ball isn't good because you don't want to discard your supporter cards just to get an evolution, especially when we got this. You want to make sure you're keeping your supporter cards or you're using them for an effect. So I don't want to put Ultra Ball. So I got this in, I guess, to get a basic. If we don't see this guy, just get a Honchkrow down or something. Anyway, and then the ace spec of choice is going to be this Miracle headset. Doesn't look very miraculous in terms of design, but it's very good. This is like a double VS Seeker. Get 2 supporter cards from the discard pile back in your hand. So I think it just makes sense as the best ace spec for our combo. Again, combos with this guy, great help. So might as well. And it's just another way for me to reuse Ariana once again. So I think it's the best choice. If you want to do like recent stamp, you can. But I think this is just the way to go, to be honest. All right. And now for the energies. I got the 4 Team Rockets energies. You max this out. It's pretty much a 1 attachment for Honchkrow to attack. And then the ignition energy. This is like the boost energy from way back in the day. Once again, EX Deoxys era. This is going to give you, once again, Honchkrow a 1 of attack. Then the energy gets discarded, but it's fine. If we do this to get a 1 KO, it's good enough. And then I got the reversal energy. This is the scramble energy, like remake in a way. And I got one of these. I had to, but I took one out and put in the nest ball. Just because I don't think we need that many energies. Most of the time, you're going to... If you see a bunch in hand, it's shit. You attack with 1, you attach 1, you do the job, and then you just got Honchkrow to attach them to. So I think 9 is enough, especially with all the draw I do. It should be okay. I mean, yeah, I don't know what else to add. So this is the Honchkrow deck, guys. It's pretty self-explanatory in a way. Run these supporter cards in 4s, boost your consistency, and this is the best way to run it in my opinion. I think some people would think, oh, just run this with Porygon Z too, and they just work together. It's not a good idea. You gotta waste a lot of space for the Porygon Z, and it conflicts with this guy. You just make it less likely for this guy to get a 1 KO, and then yeah, late game Porygon Z, it can do a lot of damage, but it's just, it doesn't work. Maybe if Porygon was a stage 1, if we could have done this with Porygon 2, which I guess technically you can. But I think you need like an extra energy. You do it for 3 as opposed to 2. Maybe I need to check, but I don't think it's a good idea to implement Porygon Z into this. Running it like this, I think, is the best way. You eat up a lot of space. It conflicts with Honchkrow in a way. I mean, you gotta discard stuff to draw with Porygon. Again, that's gonna mess you up. I just don't think it's a good idea. Okay? Running it like this is the best way. Alright. So, hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. I'll show you guys a bunch of matches as usual. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share it over with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.